In today's unconventional cargo chimps run, we take inspiration from a comprehensive tier list made by top members of the community for this update, where we set our sights into the A- tier and take a look at this tower path. The middle Desperado got a jump from C to A-, citing that with improvements to all three upgrades of the path, Deadeye becomes a viable spam strategy among other things. Just stop there. Because yes, the words Deadeye spam strategy caught my eye immediately, because I never would have expected this tower to actually be viable, spamming tier 3s of all things. I always have viewed this, like, that upgrade as just like a stepping stone into the Golden Justice. So what were the exact changes that made this go to A- in the first place? Third Desperado this round, by the way, but in terms of middle path up to tier 3, not much, just a decrease in the bullseye price and extra rifle pierce, but it's mostly the crosspathing. Remember, with bottom path, the Wanderer attack rate and Nomad attack rate is increased, and with top path, just quick draw price reduction. Now for one, we can forget all about the bottom crosspath, because with the spam strategy, you're obviously going to have other monkeys in range, so it's just going to be top crosspath Deadeyes that, yeah, I guess did get buffs this update, but it's really not that much. Like, it probably would work just as well in update 49, but I guess it was slept on until now. Anyway, we need help for round 10 here, and I know just the tower. We're gonna get a druid, at least to bridge into early game. Once again, the hardest jump is gonna be affording a Deadeye, because until then, all these Desperados have 1 measly pierce and 1 measly damage. So if I can get my way to a Druid of the Jungle, that would be amazing. I guess in the meantime, I can drop down Striker as my hero. Why Striker? Because I feel like it, and if you take a look at the tier list again, he's actually pretty high up there. Although, granted, probably not because of a Desperado strategy. But my thinking is that because middle path does have pretty low pierce, him giving percentage pierce isn't going to be, like, too shabby of a synergy. Plus, it gives utility in his stun, giving these guys more time to defend stuff. That's really all. Oh yeah, I guess also range. If you take a look at level 8 here, you'll see that, yeah, it's a very tiny amount of 5%, but it is something. It's like a mini Etienne at home. Life could not have been any easier after getting through the jungle. Got this for camo, and also you might have noticed that I moved Striker a little bit up, just because where I had him initially. Yeah, blocked to a good village spot. Village is an absolute must in this run here, mostly for the, well, discounts, because we're getting tier 3 spam, and therefore discounting is very effective, but also because of primary training buffs, Desperado will benefit from the range, and range is good. The more range he gets, the earlier he can use his pistol, or its rifle, rather. Now actually, this does beg the issue of the middle path Desperado in general. Technically, giving more range is not always a good thing. Just because, again, the pistol is way worse. So if you want to put like a Desperado right next to the track here, then it having less range is actually probably better for me. So it'll use its pistol less often. But for maybe a tower like, or yeah, placement like over here, I think it's mighty fine. I think we can afford it now, right? Yep. In the middle of this round, we've got our Deadeye, and that's perfect. I'd rather not give this more range, because as you see, it just barely doesn't clip the Bloons here, although I guess if mobs hit here, it will, so never mind. Moot point. Anyway, you and I ought to better not think of these as stepping stones anymore, because just for reference, each rifle attack does 12 damage, which is pretty, I guess, pretty significant. That means it takes 2 shots to beat a ceramic, and not that much to beat a mob here. Let's hold our stun till here. And did you see how easy that was? Wow. Now, we can start saving even more money by, I guess, rushing a primary mentoring. We've now added a 4th Deadeye to the mix, but instead of adding more over here, because, again, it'll switch to its pistol very early in the track here, I actually think that here is probably a good place to start building the next ones, because then the pistol range will only start hitting Bloons, or start using it when it's over here. Then it has all this time to start, like, using its rifle well. So, therefore, let's get another primary mentoring over here, and truly show us why this is viable when spammed. Unfortunately, it's not in range of Striker, but That's alright. I'm honestly kind of curious. I feel like it'd be too easy right now because with a lot of chimps runs, normally a lot of difficulty comes in saving up for a tier 5. But because we're not doing that, we're building one at a time. I kind of just want to see for myself, like, how much can I save up at a certain point in the game? So let's just say, for example, 5 Desperados here. Actually, no, we'll make it 6 because I wasted a lot of money buying this P mentoring. So it's only fair. Actually, 7, because I realized that those 2 Desperados there, they kind of end up using the pistol due to the balloons coming that way, which will be less of an issue come late game. But yeah, actually, now that I look at this, where I put my village is actually the best spot for Desperado, because it'll never switch to a pistol. Over here still has a tiny sliver of range, but it looks like I kind of did a bit of a done goof, and looks like I barely survived 63. So the fact that you were able to do that, despite not that, like, still being their weakness, I think says a lot. 22k now saved up. Like, let's just imagine we were trying to save up for, say, a Golden Justice. That would be 50,000 counting Bloon Hunter. So let's see if we can make it up to that amount. I think this round is where things get a little bit serious. I should try to use this concussive shell so that these guys don't switch to their pistol. And nope. Giant clump of pinks there. I think we gotta add a couple more. Alright, make that 9. I'll use some Desperado range buffs so that these hit a little bit earlier, and I'll save the concussive shell for the last part. The issue was really just us turning stuff into a bunch of pinks like that. That will kill us. But that we don't have to worry about starting around 70 or around 80. And wow. Yeah, this is an issue. 2 shots from the Desperados turns any ceramic into pinks. Which I'm surprised, like, round 63 was not an issue. But it is now, somehow. Okay, Cold Snap is good. Okay, I didn't do a damn thing. I feel like I didn't need Snowstorm to beat that. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Restarting just seemed to cause less issues. So I guess don't use this to Black Border or this strategy to Black Border. Unless, again, you just get something like a Morgulaves to defend random pinks going through. I am just not doing that because I'm greedy as hell. And then we'll use Snowstorm to clutch there. Just one weakness of the Deadeye that you gotta watch out for. We'll use a Snowstorm for all the Cerams here. And that should be good. 1 Desperado or 10 Desperados versus 1 ZMG. How quickly can it fall? Don't forget the crits, I think, are 4x damage multiplier, so 50 damage. Which it'll probably activate pretty often because, remember, it increases the bullseye chance depending on how far balloons are away from Desperado, and them having this much range is good. And so I probably should be using this range ability often to increase the crit chance, albeit probably very, very, very slightly. Now this is where the real save up begins. This is the 50k that I was looking for at the start with the Golden Justice. So hypothetically, we would have been able to afford it, and probably even beyond that. Can we get to 75k, let's say? 75, here we go. I feel like I probably should invest in an absolute 0. That would give me, for just 17k, a whole lot of utility. Because it sure seems like I'm cooked to around 87 now. Yeah. Utility is a must now. Okay, I lied. No absolute 0. Relentless is always much cheaper and much better. Actually, I wouldn't say much better, but it's like 1/3 the price. And I think it's always worth going before absolute 0. But obviously, if you can combo both of them, then that'll make for an even better time. And now after adding Desperado number 11 and the Relentless, we're basically right back up to 60k again. Only issue is GDTs. I don't have camo protection on the glue here, so I can probably find some cheap decamo. I don't know, like a Signal Flare. I'll see. But for now, strong stuff ain't a problem. Alright, Striker also doesn't see DDTs. That's an issue. Yeah, I definitely should. Oh, actually, no, I'm an idiot. Doesn't... Yeah. The Deadeye ability gives temporary camo, and I have 11 of them, so I should just be putting perma on these 2. What am I even talking about? Yeah, I just keep thinking of the Deadeye ability as just range, but it obviously provides a lot more than that. We are up to 70 plus K now, but I think this is the end. We need some knockback on these EMGs at this point. But still, mighty impressive save up for, once again, a tower you don't really think of spamming very much. Okay, down to a paltry $42,000 now. Each Deadeye only costs me about $3,000 each, so I could double the amount I had right now if I want to spend it all. But again, we're seeing how little we can get away with. With up to 0, I bet we could get all the way now to around 100. At which point, I don't know if this has the bad damage for it, but I think it would add up. So we probably don't have to add too much more. Here we go. Chemo. Chemo. Up to 0 now. And hold. Hold. Each Deadeye lasts 15 seconds, but I'm not going to be greedy. Just use them every 5 seconds, because I have an excess amount of them. I'll use one here, though, as safely as I can. Refresh again, and the infinite stuns and slowdown make 95 first try easy. Go figure. And now, here comes 98. I bet I could do it first try. So, let's just see. Gonna just spam Concussive Shell and Absolute Zero off cooldown. That's about all I can do. Down to the last couple ZMGs, and indeed, we did it, right? Yes, we did. Nice, 75k now. Alright, Concussive Shell here. And there we have it. Now, let's see if this amount can do it. I'm just gonna watch one Desperado here to see how much damage it does. Like 1,000? 1,000 times a dozen means we did decent, but that... we just need like 20% more HP, or 20% more damage. Okay, instead of adding more Deadeyes, let me just go for the cheese strat of just getting extra damage in. So, a first strike, and remember, if it's at 20% HP, then I think it just works. Like, using a first strike at the last second will pop the insides as well, so we don't have to worry about that. But, just to be safe, add one more. I know this puts us below 60k. How pathetic, but just to be damn safe. We'll use range on these so they can reach a little bit longer. And check this out. Win. Told ya. Now, that's not the end, because I now want to use all this money to take advantage of Freeplay. So just a quick encore here, don't mind me, because again, I don't feel like 100 rounds will do this strategy justice. See what I did there? It's actually insane how well this is all held up until this round, where I'm finally gonna get a Call to Arms, because look at all those mobs there. I need Pierce, and I need attack speed. So push the line back. This might mean I'm dead to round 104, though, if I don't have Call to Arms up. So I gotta save it. I gotta beat the rest of this round without it. Come on, 18, 20 Deadeyes, prove me wrong. Unfortunately, maybe getting Call to Arms is not the right choice, and I should just keep on spamming more of them. Because I'm almost certainly going to need another one to clutch us. Or actually, wait. I think I should get knockback, because I have so much stun. I need stuff that gives negative speed now. Of course, I put this in the exact spot where none of the villages were out of a panic, but Maul Press will save my ass. Perfect, and now I have Call to Arms again for the hard part here, and we should be good. Case in point. Goodbye, all the BFBs here. 26 Deadeyes now. Has it gotten out of hand? I think at this point, yeah, I would say so. We've just about filled in every spot around the village here, except for, I guess, the prime spots on Cargo, which is kind of funny to think about that the spot's so far away from the track, or better, you never see that in a tower. But I guess we'll use the unoptimal spots with all this extra money that's still piling in. Our end goal is 119. I'm just going to show you 2 more rounds here, though. The 2 most interesting ones. So with all of these FCMGs going in, how quickly do you think we can take it down? Use Deadeye on all the ones with really far range over here. And watch as all of these FCMGs are unable to make a move with the 2 presses and stalls that we have, that these guys are going to be able to chip it down eventually. The damage is very slow, like per each Desperado, it's only like 100 damage every rifle shot. I guess 500 if you add crits, but once again with 30 of them, it adds up like crazy. Almost leaking here. Oh, don't tell me we're actually dead with 30 of them. Close call, but this is the hardest round until 119, so that means we're good for the rest of the way, I think. And the last round, which I'm very doubtful of beating, but let's just see how close we can get. We'll start with the Call to Arms immediately, and we're definitely going to overkill the first one, that's for sure. Now, I probably should put them all on strong now, because I'm wasting a lot of time on ZMGs, and so we are probably dead to the second bad, yeah. I used all my firepower for that one, but it wouldn't have mattered because I would need so much more to get the other two, but hey. Despite falling to the bads, I hope you can see, well, why this is considered viable. Because I can certainly see why. Yet another reason why, you don't always need a tier 5. Sometimes you just gotta spam something.